Hi everyone, it's Professional High Priestess. I just have a proof of chaos for you guys regarding some of the stuff that's been happening. Um I know somebody that looks like that, that's why I think it's funny. Yeah, it's a good sign. It's like somebody's gonna get fired. So I just wanted to tell you guys that there's been a lot happening. So much has been going on in the media. Let me go ahead and start from the proper place, okay? Okay. So you guys know I've been talking about how there have been things going on with people's kids, the Irklankla families. A lot of their kids are going missing right now and getting exposed because of what is happening. Another Indian actress recently passed away too. Portia divorcing her husband because his family was involved in like a lot of nonsense with war crimes. So they're going ahead and prosecuting their family. But I had to tell you guys this. Something really major in the Nigerian community has come out about people that were working with white people to steal people's money, steal people's farms, and cause a bunch of drama. And I was talking about it, and then I ran into somebody and they confirmed it. And then also there's something going on too where they're losing their job too. So for a lot of the different cultures, the Ethiopians that are here, the cartel, the Spanish America, other parts of Africa, even UK, India, a lot of you guys that are watching, it is happening. A lot of these families are getting hit up because of what they've been doing. So one of the things that ended up happening was there was a lady that was very major in the community, and because of her proximity to this theft that was going on, playing with people, trying to drug people's kids, and then talk about land rights, she ended up losing her job because she was under investigation. I just saw one of her kids, and he confirmed it. And I just wanted to let you guys know that people are investigating and things are moving, but a lot more is going to end up having to come out in the media because it's already been done. This is the fight now. I'm trying to keep it out of the media, like especially with what happened with the endowment. So, yes, cybersecurity leak. Yeah, talking about Gaza, kill them all. I'm telling you, they got caught playing with Gaza, playing with aliens. Um, yeah, another, she got killed and they found her on the campus of Georgia University, because of what's going on right now with their families playing a lot of games. I just wanted to tell you that a lot of these data breaches are not leaks. It's basically they sharded and sliced up the network, trying to basically create three or four or five or six databases out of one database so that they can go ahead and latch onto the memory and the data there to run child pornography and other illicit websites like hacking sites and things like that. So when they're talking about a lot of these data breaches, it's not that there's a current like data breach. It's that the database is already sliced up and sharded, and that somebody is going into other parts of that split up database to carry more websites or to pull data from the original database into that slice or that shard, right? So you're going to see a lot of this. And it's because that slice or that shard is getting reset or the memory is getting wiped or they have to keep on going to the main database and pulling all the data in. Like for some of you guys, if you've noticed, every time you get on Zoom, you have to log back in. That's because something that they were using to hack all of Zoom to play with the feds has broken, right? So they have to keep on going every single day and pulling everyone's data and pulling everyone's stuff over there. So now what ends up happening here is there's like this big thing about how do we stop all these slices and shards. Well, one of the things that I have to show you guys here, I'm going to be doing this on Patreon this month. Okay, let me look here. Okay, so this is it. One of the things that you guys have to understand is like there's speech, right? So there's dozens of these speech. These are three. There's specific geometric patterns that you can use to do a bunch of things, and they're separated into three. This one is separated into three different ones. So I just typed it all up. So one of the ones that you can use is okay. Okay, look, a directive that contains all three of the master directives opens by using all of the pre-registers at once and brings down a quaddle bit that overrides the entire memory and data system and allows for a redesign of the registers, and SMID. So you can use a speech like that by just typing it up and like attributing it to their computer or playing with it in the ethers, and then you get the idea for how to develop the database, the architecture, or the design of their database or their system so that you can overpower it. There's another one here. The war upon their Mantissa form, the war upon their Mantissa forms and manifests in the form of a broken Leah. So these are two concepts in x86, x64 to x86. There's another one, and it's like in an instant, the sharded database opens up and allows for me to place three lines of code in a header that reaches that sharded database and then takes over that sharded database and takes over the entire database. I can then implement whatever three other layers of code in the body, 6 lines, right? In three. So that would be one line and then indent. That's one line together, but it looks like two. That's another line and then indent. That's a second line, but it looks like four. And then the third line and then with an indent, and that's 6 lines, but it looks like three, right? So I can go ahead and place that into a sharded or sliced database. And then from there, I can go ahead and pull that data into my database design, one of 8 database designs, and then manipulate and work their data through there. So some of you guys want to use this speech right now. You're gonna be going ahead and using this speech. It's extensive, very extensive. But one of the things that you're gonna do is you're gonna draw out the speech, or you could type it up, and then you're gonna write down like what all the parts of the speech are. So this is triangle 1 through 10. Square 1 through 10 is right here. Hexagon 1 through 10 is right here. And they each have different parts. Each part of the speech is different. Each shape carries a different vibration of the speech. So what's going to end up happening here is you're going to end up going and you're going to be looking into like, okay, I'm going to draw this speech down and I want to be able to go into their databases, like all their slices and shards. And I want a system that I can build where I can see all their slices and shards all at the same time. What you're going to have to do is you're going to go to any type of United States government office and get on the Wi-Fi there. Once you get on the Wi-Fi and like you're able to access into that database, you're going to start creating files of code while you're connected to that database. You can even go to like the different satellite offices for the FBI and things like that and get on the Wi-Fi there and whatnot. And then from there, you'll be able to do it. Federal hospitals, all of that, you'll be able to do it. Federally qualified health centers, you could do that too if they allow you to use their Wi-Fi. So that's one of the way you're going to do it. And you can create a system to see all the slices and shards that exist in the world, because mainly the FBI is carrying it. And they're slicing and sharding up the database so they can have what you call like stackless Python, which is something I'm going to be showing you guys in a few days with stackless Python, meaning the code carries itself in microthreads. The processor and the compiler is and the macros are built into like what they call macro threads, and then you can self-run the code instead of needing to bring in this Mantissa and this Leah and this C plus coding and this and that. That's how you can go ahead and have those make those type of like websites. And this is what the feds are looking for. How are you building the interfaces for these? What coding is this? How are you doing this without getting tracked? They're using stackless Python. Okay, let me see this here. So they're using stackless Python, and this is one of the things that you guys are going to go study so that you can see, oh, okay, if they're using stackless Python, that means that they're building self-contained websites. It takes up a little bit of a little bit less memory. But the way that they do that is the macros go ahead and attach to your pre-register and your registers. So it's like basically what ends up happening is the data structure is two macros that are like tied together in string form. And then they activate a data structure that allows for the stackless Python to come down. So some of you guys are like, oh, what's the difference then with this Python and HTML front end or Java front end? The only real difference is that this level of coding is self-containing. So it doesn't need to run through the processor or the preprocessor, which has specific encoding in it now to stop child pornography and things like that. So this is one of the things that some of the developers are going to be looking through. Is it stackless Python? Okay, then come and show me your stack. It is stackless Python because look, this and this is missing, and you don't need that in stackless Python. So that's one of the things that they're doing. But the way that I came about that is by going ahead and writing down this speech that I'm showing you and using this speech. Okay. So, um, let's look here. Look at works of Twizzler jumps, which are 8 trampolines and 9 jumps, reach their system and move their data into a null function space upon every command, and they cannot recover their system. It moves the capacity of the entire CPU board into a portal at once, and a daemon eats the energy completely. This is what you're going to use on like NASA, on like different satellite towers, on like mass servers like the FBI, things like that, that are moving around large amounts of data. Like let's say for instance, like large amounts of memory and data for robots that are doing the same thing all at once. You're going to go ahead and use this speech, and you're going to stop them from being able to move data from one page to another page to another page, or from one server to this server to this server, or one part of the app to another part of the app to the next part of the software, so that it stops working. And this is how you can sit down and you can use speech and you can break their computer. So this is one of the things I've been doing to stop the child pornography and stop their games. So until they give the cartel back their land, until they get everyone out of jail, until they stop playing with me, I'm gonna just keep on basically sitting here every day and breaking their system. So they're gonna have to start looking for like one of the things that's happening too is with the semiconductor. They're trying to basically get into particle physics to figure out how do we heat up and have heat hold inside of the particles to keep it like running at a certain state, so that we can go ahead and like run this code and run that code off of the CPU, and that's generated, and off of the charge and the valence that's done for, because the metals are debilitated. I told you that we did that, and the metal will not burn. It won't. You need a specific spell to get your metal to melt now. And because of what happened on the planet, playing with the Jindal dog, playing with Ethiopia, Spanish America, Nigeria, etc. And these, what's happening here is these aliens that they want to go play with in space, they can't open that. They don't have those capacities. They don't have that system. Something else that's really, really problematic is them building these different technologies and they're breaking. And they're like, oh, come back in a couple weeks because they're looking for another alien and shit like that to come and play with. There's something here that I saw in the media. Here, let me show you guys this, that it broke. Their technology broke. Google DeepMind CEO addresses the Gemini debacle and says image generator should be back in a couple of weeks. So I guess that they were having like an event and then it broke on stage, their tool, their technology, because it's being worked from space. And I feel like it was perfect that they did that in front of a bunch of people because of how far it's been going. So one of the things that you guys need to know is that there's been a lot of hacks, but also too, they've been using a lot of chemical servers on the internet, which is breaking the CPU. So they're going to have to replace all their computers, all their servers, all at once because of the chemical server, the space technology, and what they were doing was slicing and sharding up databases. So you're gonna see a big war happen when they can't get metals. And if they're going back and forth to space and they can't get metals, what does that tell you? If they're going back and forth to space and they're getting fentanyl, but they can't get any metals, what does that tell you about availability and what they've been doing with that drug, right? So now what's going to end up happening here is there's going to be a big thing with the company, and right here it says Wi-Fi software found in many major laptops has a major security flaw. It does, because you can put the device, because on, let's say for instance you get on the internet or whatnot, your computer's been tainted by something, you've accessed something, you can put the device in control 2 and 3 mode, right? Because control 3 mode is like where you bring in outside hardware to be able to, or hardware or software, and then what you can do is you can put it in those control modes and have it editable. So I can constantly be editing your Wi-Fi connection and then plugging other things in or attaching other things to your Wi-Fi network. So this is one of the things that's gonna like come out now, what they've been doing from space and what they've been doing to play in everyone's computer and hack everyone's computer, which is gonna come to an end. And some of you guys are like, okay, it started with spell work and tarot cards. What does that have to do with this? And it's because our system, the coding system that we can bring down, where we can code the archetype of tarot into the computer. Because remember, each tarot card is connected to a zodiac sign. It's connected to a zodiac sign that's like a planet. It's a planet and a sign or an aspect, right? So like Mars and Leo or something like that. But each one of those is connected to a floating point, because you can use that card to attach to the astrological or astronomical floating point of that specific planet in that specific sign, right? So there you go. You guys then have like intelligences and chemicals that you're working with there. And then because of all the other stuff that we can do on the computer that I'm going to be teaching, and you guys are going to take this and go start building your own PHP, building your own systems. What's happened is the White House figured out that their hand is blocked here because they can't play with the system. So they're looking for more banished bitches in space to go play with your kids. That's already done. And just them even thinking about it is what's bringing a bunch of warfare and pathogens to the planet, because these aliens are getting hit by several federations of like different indigenous people that they were playing with in space. You have to understand that the alien, the white that you see on the planet, is only a manifestation of a goofy bitch in space or a goofy ass nigga in space that was playing with magic and created their bodies to bring them to the planet to run here. They can't show their face here. They can't come out. So they use white bodies. Some of these white bodies were already created because they come from a different aerospace. But they're coming over here to come and play, and these banished bitches are either playing with them, working with them, and things like that. But because they have air all the way through, they have no melanin, things like that. The banished bitch is trying to like work through the alien to have some type of status. So they just do stupid shit constantly to try to get people's attention and whatnot. But we don't know what they were doing in space. We didn't see it until now. So you guys have to understand this has been a long war that's been going on with exposing space, exposing where plastic is coming from, fentanyl and certain drugs and things like that. It's all coming from space. But who's giving it to them? So now the alien is done for because they're just realizing that, oh, I'm not going to be able to get that Akasha. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to get to this. I'm not going to be able to do that, to do this coding system that I want, or play how I want to, because this is going to break. So some of you guys are like, okay, but they're going to space still. They're doing this, they're doing that. Yeah, but they're not bringing anything back. They're not getting anything. Because if they're starting wars on planet Earth for metals and for coca and stuff like that, and they can't get it in space, that shows you there's a limitation. But we can go ahead and code and use a coding system to turn bay leaf into coca leaf, and it starts wars in the cartel. You see what I'm talking about? So you guys are going to see the complete ending of it, and it's going to get hella quiet on planet Earth. It's already starting where the white is like, just leave their kids alone, let them go, stop playing in foster care, this and this and that. They're still playing with me because my story was the one that exposed them the most because of how they use this technology on me, and what subsequently came out when they were trying to start a bunch of shit. So you guys have to understand that this is very serious, that it came out that these different organizations were trying to play in space with black and brown people by playing with our DNA. It's very serious what has come out. So just expect them to keep on playing and starting shit. Yeah, cyber attack. Mm-mm. Yeah, using cell phone data and stuff like that, but they already had it. Yeah, he was denied a promotion. This doesn't he look exactly like the other alien that's running around talking about AI? They brought them from space. You guys don't understand. These are actually Neanderthals that they brought from space. Look at these. This is a fake fish. Oh, you see? It's from space. They made it in space. Okay. Yeah, Anderson Horowitz invest 100 million in crypto startup. Okay, where did they get the money from? Because none of your companies were making any like returns. Because one of the things that's happening here is that they stole so much money that now they have to talk about. Give me one second. You have about 5 minutes to turn that off, or you're going to the Duai. You're disgusting. So now, what's happening here is there was no return on investment. They stole from everyone's Cash App and Venmo and bank account. So now people can't really shop and buy things, right? So now they have another problem like, oh, yeah, that's true. We drained the economy and we destabilized the economy. And now when people are coming out with their different federations that they can start businesses with and they can do this and do that, we try to play with them, and that broke. And now what's going to happen is all the slices and shards that we created to get into people's bank account, to steal, to move money around, they're all getting taken over, and that's going to be blocked from us. It's going to be completely blocked because it's an illegal system. So now we're going to have to like go to those same people that we played with to get them to use their database design tools to go ahead and build a system that we can use to try to retrieve all that data from those slices and those shards, because it's breaking, right? And it's becoming illegal on the internet because they're putting certain encoding on the internet to block that. So now what's going to end up happening is we're going to have a bigger problem where the main developers, like the black and brown people that we disrespected in these companies, they come up with this new stuff and we can't do anything about that. And everyone knows that crypto is fake and all that gets shut down. But something's going to end up happening to crypto and it's just going to be something with hash rates, the hash addresses, the wallet addresses. Something's going to break with the way in which that's all configured to create a single type of like wallet address. And what's going to end up happening And what's going to end up happening here is that people are going to end up not being able to go on the crypto network, mainly send transactions, or be able to activate a macros that activates a database design and data structure or disk image, right? Which they're bringing those back to allow transactions to move about on the network to go ahead and have approval or denial of transactions or proof of work and proof of this to run their consensus algorithm. Something's going to break completely in C++, and it's going to be something with containers. And it's going to be something with containers being individuated and not able to run a specific repetitive type of like algorithm or things like that to go ahead and have those transactions going on the network. So what's going to end up happening here is you guys are going to start to see this where all the crypto breaks down and all the computer breaks down because of what they've been doing. And that's it for white people being able to play. And a lot of this is this speech. You guys can use this speech, or some of you guys that have been doing the computer science work, you figure it out speech and you're going to your higher self and you're getting your speech. Good. Go look for a cybersecurity speech. And also there's one specific speech to break Bitcoin and different tokens on the system and like destroy and debilitate their hash rate, stuff like that. I'm going to go use it now. There's two of them I'm going to use. Okay. So, what's going to end up happening here is there's going to be a whole entire like expose of this. And now we're going to move forward because now we're using this speech and then we're going to see it. We're going to go ahead and break down this crypto process and their token and their consensus algorithm and things like that and their container. It's really the container algorithm and iterators. I'm going to break that. And then we're going to break their macros, which brings down some of their database structure. With one of these, we're going to activate AXI. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate a specific macro. So we're going to lay it over their array. And this is a speech, an array of macros that brings in a security data structure, overlays on their macros that has 1, 2, 3 levels of coding to overpower or bypass AXI. AXI is like the security mechanism for moving messages around, messages of data around, and then scanning those messages and parsing them out into MP4s, into MP3s, into doc files, PDFs, etc. So now that we've done that, you guys are going to see something on the computer like a mad dash to build all these different like converters and things like that and to build this tool and build that tool, but it's not going to work. Okay. So yeah, Department of Defense has more than 50 criminal investigations into Ukraine aid. And I'm telling you, it's going to keep on going and it's going to keep on going, but nothing substantiated. Be careful. They're saying stuff and just trying to like, oh, there's hella investigations, but don't worry because they're on a drug and they're like, oh yeah, I'm in jail, but don't worry. Hella shit is going on. This is a website, PimEyes, where you can go on, you can search your face and find your face in any database. You guys have to be careful with this because there are some people that were taking pictures of you and it exposes this hacking. They have no idea like that they expose themselves with this hacking tapping and following people around. They have photos of you and stuff like that. So go ahead and check this website. Yeah, federal agents, you guys are on there. There's 3 of them that watch my channel and you're on there. And look at this rabbit, and he has the King of Swords tarot card, and it says 3 and 7. You guys have to be very careful. I told you about that tarot cards and playing with that magic, and you guys are running around playing with sloppy bitches, and they're playing with those tarot cards, and that's how this got started with bitches that are high on dope and meth and shit like that, getting on YouTube and starting a bunch of nonsense. Yeah. Whoa. After playing in Jamaica, I'm telling you, um, this is a good one. MVC View. Pull this up real quick on my computer. Um. Okay, model view controller. There's something about control 2 and being able to edit these MVC, MVP, MVVM, MVVMCs, all of these architecture patterns, being able to edit these so that like MVC viewer, model view control, right? Like for level 1, like where I'm the user of the computer program, can change into number 2, where I'm now an editor and I'm a database maintainer in the program, contain into MVVC, where I'm now supposed to only have access to one part of the database, but I can go ahead and scan your whole database. So you guys are going to start looking into this. There's people that are watching here, and you guys are coding. You're going to watch into this, and now look at this. Somebody just posted this to show you that these look at this. Local nonprofit suspended from city funding amid fraudulent activity investigation. Yeah, several of them, because they're going to stop getting money because they were laundering money and using it to traffic people and using it to start shootings, to organ traffic people, and to stalk activists. Yes, it's really going down right now. Something that you guys are about to find out. Oh, I think I took a screenshot of this on my desktop where they were talking about venture funding for let me see, funding for black founders and stuff like that, for black and brown founders. It dropped by 71%. Is this it? Let's see. Because of what was going on. Oh, this one was using physics informed neural network. That the neural network is informed by physics. How is it informed by physics? What physics is informing it? Okay, so now what you're basically saying then is that you can propel, if you can do that with the neural network in a computer where you're using physics to neurally train your languages or your libraries, that means that you can do something with physics and play with somebody's neural network in their human body. You can blast spirals and shit like that and chemicals and stuff like that at people. So you don't know what you're just basically showing people at the feds that have been proving that you've been playing with like crazy ass space magic, playing with aliens and chemicals, and that you just exposed something because you have physics and chemicals too. That's why there's chemistry with the CH and then there's chemistry with the K. Chemistry with the CH is shit that doesn't really work. It's a bunch of Chizowski, it's all put together. It's a bunch of broken bonds and PFAs being created. And then there's chemistry using the spiral and force of physics to play with the electron, proton, and neutron charge and to go ahead and get different variations of that chemical out of itself. Right? So this is one of the things I saw online, and you guys have no idea how serious this is because somebody's gonna see this and be like, this is what we're talking about. They're using chemicals on the computer. That's what they're doing to train these neural networks. But the chemical is from space and it's very hazardous and it takes disaster to get that chemical. And they think that they're gonna play with all of us to get this chemical so they can play with their penis on the computer with small children. And it's not about to happen. Everyone's basically watching the whole fucking economy is like dying and like hella slow because white men want to play with pedophilia. And I'm telling you, it's starting a big fucking war every day. So now, Tucker Carlson assassination attempt in Russia. You guys play too much. Yeah. Yeah, Microsoft is now letting all federal agencies check their activity log because they don't know that they've been watching my computer and that they've been figuring out how to like get into these different activity logs and use pointers. It's C++ references instead of pointers to go ahead and like find large amounts of addresses and large amounts of addresses that have been edited, because they can split one container and then merge it with another container and then completely change up your addresses and then like, oh, that's not that's this. So that's what you guys really need to be like looking into. It's references and containers and pointers in C++, because C++ is like a more refined library than C because everyone's coding, right? Everyone's using using the coding, training the network, and things like that. So that's what you're going to go ahead and do. Some of you guys have a spell on you because you know certain coding languages. Because in space, you either got a spell done on you or a spell was used on you so that you can learn how to code. And what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and break that spell and move yourself to a new neural network, which I'm going to teach in the class this weekend, so that you don't need those spells. You can just use your indigenous DNA to go ahead and activate new neural networks that allow you to understand the language and overpower it. Okay, so this is gonna come up, and there's three things that we've talked about on with Mantissa and Mantissa 2, and the offset and what we call jumps, extended precision. Is it AVX or SEE? If you see a lot of SEE, well, I would say a lot of SEE and then tied with AVX, it would be like two SEE and then one AVX, or one AVX and two SEE. That means that there's a bunch of data that was like put together from different places to go ahead and make that one string of data. That means that somebody's been playing with shards and slices on the database to split it up. There's like a lot that's going to go into that. I think I may explain this a little bit later so you guys can know exactly what to look for, because the feds are like reviewing all these different companies and reviewing what they've been doing, because they're watching my channel and they're finding out how to catch them and like what they've been playing with. Then they're playing with aliens. Okay, so there's something with this company with electronic SIM. Be careful with this, and being able to move from one SIM card to another and move your data from one to another and playing games. Okay. The image generator should be back. Yeah, because they're trying to figure out how to get another chemical to attach to another database in space to run some type of space coding that would allow for this thing to like move fast. It's being ran from space, but the CPU is going to run out. They were like, oh, look what we can do. Fancy, fancy, fancy. And oh, why can't we do this anymore? Why is it taking us talking to you only like this? Or why is it that this woman is saying that you guys are aliens? Why is it taking this? Why can't we just code this regularly? Because the language is not accessible. Okay, well, how can we bring this down? Can we use C or use some other language? It's not possible, because basically what they're doing is like saying like, oh, we have artificial intelligence. The computer can work itself. It's not the computer working itself. It's somebody playing from space, and they're trying to like, oh, look, we have this fancy thing, but they don't know that everyone in space is watching them play with their kids in space in the dream state. Like you were molesting my daughter when she was sleeping to come and play with whites on the planet with the computer, baby. Like you really do not know that people are getting fucking clapped out in space right now, like in torture chambers, arms getting cut off and sewed to their head, amputations. Wow, like you really don't. Whoa. And I get to watch this because they're playing in virtual reality, and we're just watching aliens get teleported all day. It's like hella out of control. But I'm telling you, it's going to be in a minute where they open up that teleportation shaft on the planet, because it got closed in several dimensions when they started slavery. She saw it and just closed it because they were bringing people here for slavery. So now, what's happening here is now planets are moving all around. The spiral that it sets this galaxy is getting reset, and they can no longer play those games over here. So this whole nonsense with AI, I'm telling you, just give it like a couple of weeks, it's gonna be done. You've already seen it. I've been telling you guys it's dying, and you've seen it go from AI to generative AI, meaning somebody has to sit on the computer there. And now you're seeing their shit like break down at their little conferences and whatnot. Come on now. You guys have to see that this is very serious. This is crazy. Yeah, you have now back to cartel news. People playing in the union, playing with trafficking at the same time, labor trafficking. Somebody got hit in the cartel tough, baby. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Where it says drug free housing and it says Drake Hotel. Because we were talking about Sexy Red and Drake and how they were playing hella games. And that's why Sexy Red is famous, because she was just like Stephanie, following people around in their town, looking for their storage houses, looking for their connects, and getting people killed or robbed. Stephanie did that twice in the Jamaican community in Toronto and got somebody robbed. Yeah, and then they try to like go and play on their farm in Jamaica. And this is why you see people dying left and right in Jamaica. Nancy, yeah, this is about what's her name? Nancy Pelosi having like large stocks in Nvidia, but there's bunches of war going on. So you mean to tell me that all of a sudden Nvidia goes from like $100 something a stock to like to like $800 a stock, and no one can tell us why that's happening? and no one can tell us like why our family is like going through drama in Palestine or why there's even a war. But you mean to tell us that you think that we're just gonna sit here while you're trying to like make money on stocks and causing drama in our community? Because they're looking for metals, but they couldn't find it. And the few metals that they found, they can't activate it. They're looking for us. Yeah, one of them was like you can't call them to like open the metals. The metals it won't melt. They won't melt, so they can go ahead and move them from one shape to another, mix them with alloys and things like that to get their computer chips. It's not. It won't melt. It's not possible. They need a spell to do it. All the metals are locked on the planet because of what they got started in those countries. I'm telling you, there was something that was going on. It's not that they weren't doing that before, they were doing that before. That's why they don't have this technology. It's just that the metals all got stripped because they were playing with child pornography on the computer and playing with slicing up and sharding up all the databases and slicing up and sharding up all of our phones, the memory on our phone, the memory that we pay every month for our data that we pay for every month in our phone bill. They were splitting all that up so they can build like different like little networks of child pedal tech, right? Because they're pedal bears. And now what ends up happening here, and they think it's funny, they think it's cute, like that they have wasted all the metals on the planet to play with their penis. And it's so sad that it's hella small too. And you're like, whoo, baby, I'm telling you, you're like really don't understand that what people are like saying and thinking of you when you're going into meetings with people and they're watching my channel and they're disinvesting from you because they know that you're playing with your dick at the job. Like that's hella fucking embarrassing. And they're waiting for black and brown people to go ahead and run their companies. I'm telling you, the computer is soon gonna be a luxury again for people to have certain laptops and stuff like that. Like there's only gonna be one computer per household. No, not everyone's gonna be able to have a laptop. All that's gonna end up happening. Yeah, because of what's going on with metals on the planet. So Nancy Pelosi was playing with Nvidia stocks and she has fake accounts, and that's where her son got caught up with too, starting conflict in Israel and stuff like that. So oh come on, let's see if we can find this metal so they can go play with AI on the computer and stuff like that, which is something like that's very simple. It's like they want somebody to be speaking to them like, oh, write this paper for me, write these legal docs, do this and do that. Okay, so then I don't have to pay somebody to do that, but you end up doing the same shit anyways. The amount of time that they're spending on looking for metals and playing with aliens, just hire somebody to do it. But it's again, you're dealing with white people. Yeah. Where did you get this money from? And like Israel's all up in Palestine. You guys have to be careful with this bullshit because this is how you get hit. This is how you get hit up with poisons and all kinds of pathogens. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, Alabama Attorney General office, an explosion detonates. You guys have to be careful. You playing? Yes, Sri Lanka ends visas for hundreds of thousands of Russians. Okay. Yeah, Diddy is being sued again. Another lawsuit for this AZF sex rituals where they were kidnapping straight and queer men and sexually assaulting them. Talking about that's how you get your spiritual power. This is how you do it. You have to plug this in here and that in here. Look it. And even in ancient Egypt, they used to do that. That's what they were talking about. This looks like an electrical cord, but they're really saying that you have to overtake and overpower him, and that's how you get spiritual powers. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, that right there is getting all you hoes put in jail, and that's gonna get so many of you guys hit. I'm telling you right now, you should have never fucking started that. And had you guys not started this bullshit, playing with me with virtual reality and exposing my lifestyle and showing white people things that they should not have been seeing by playing with me in virtual reality, this would have never have fucking started. They planned this the whole time, but they didn't know that everyone was watching them. So you mean to tell me holes from space that have no melanin thought that they were gonna open holes in our head and that whites will be spying on us and getting this and this and that because they're like, oh look, this is like their federation and stuff like that. For them to pick and choose like different space sciences that they can use, but they're all deactivated in their hand. Exactly. So only we can activate it. Exactly. So you mean to tell me that the same people that have been getting chased all around in civil wars and shit like that are the only ones that can activate this? Exactly. And white people are hella mad about that. You really don't understand like what's about to happen on this planet. It's going to be very extreme and very serious. So look at this. AI generated nude photos. Where are all the white people that were playing with me? Because now they're hella quiet. Because they were going around saying that Daisy was sending out nude photos and she was texting people, and everyone found out about spoof apps, virtual reality, radiation, people's hair falling out, and everyone was finding out about the AI generated photos. That they were using photos from different people and starting a bunch of stuff. Everyone found out about it at the worst time. I'm telling you, there's been meetings back to back. I'm sorry, you're so unprofessional. You don't understand like how deep this is that they tried this at work. So many people got fucking hit at the job. I'm telling you, they're looking for a new something for everything. And what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a lot of like hires, right? Some of you guys are like, okay, there's going to be a lot of hires. because they're getting rid of all the karmics at the job. And it's like something ended up happening where a lot of karmics are about to end up moving out and getting fired, and they're going to bring in the good people to sit and work. And these karmics are going to have a problem. And I'm telling you, one of these whites just heard about that, breaking those databases and stuff, and just found out that all that shit is broken. Go check your other phone. You're going to see all the messages. Yeah, playing with somebody else. She's about to go to the duet. Yeah. Okay. AI generated new photos. Yeah, Beverly Hills Unified School District investigating discovery of fake nude photos of students at a middle school. That's what they went to go play with. And I'm telling you right now, they tried that shit with me. I'm telling you, so many people, and that's why there's a big ass war because they blocked my phone. People were calling me and emailing me and texting me. Daisy, do you know what they're doing? Hey, Daisy, I wanted to know, did you know about this? Daisy, do you know about these photos going all around? And they were playing on my phone so that I wouldn't see it, so they can say she doesn't know about it. And then I found out about it. So then they were like, oh yeah, well I just thought it was her. I didn't really know like what was going on. Well, yeah, I could say in retrospect that it wasn't her because I didn't know you checked the cell phone towers and found out that it was me texting myself. You don't understand what the fuck is going on because these people did this so they can steal my family's farm in Nigeria, so they can play because they're looking for medals too with all the Africans and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what the fuck they got started. And you dirty, goofy, trifling assholes on Terrorland, you walked right into that bullshit. That's why all of you guys are getting hit with a whole bunch of shit in your hometown. It's on fucking fire. They cannot walk outside without getting shot at. They can't go anywhere. I'm sorry, you can't come to this church. Hey, nope, you can't come to our family function because you are out of control on YouTube. You have no idea what's been going on in their lives and they're quiet. But I don't know if you noticed this on YouTube, right? There's a few things that were going on YouTube. Like, what's her name? Oh, truthful and unapologetic tarot. She was going through the same thing. I want to show you her page. People following her and harassing her and stuff like that because they started it with all the high priestess all at once that started speaking up about it because it's like all at once, all the same hoes that chase us in different cities, they all got on YouTube to come play with Brandy and play with all these other like weird ass tarot hoes, getting in people's businesses, starting a bunch of bullshit, and all at once we all started getting harassed. Here. Yeah, unique and unapologetic tarot. Beautiful. Kings, handsome. Queens, yeah, spy camera in bathroom. Look it. Yeah, she's not the only, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, crooked tactics, all this. Yep, hidden cameras in car, calling FedEx to come get their package. Safety, not babysitting. Yeah, look at this. Yes. Yes, yes. I'm not the only one. It's her, and it was a few other ones that I saw. Look at this: Homeland Security, hell, pedophile ring still stalking me. Yes, because of the shit that you guys got started on fucking YouTube, playing with hella fucking people, and they thought it was all okay because they all know each other. So I know that Unique, probably in her city, she's trying to help people like stay out of get away from these people. Here, this how you report. Just go work over here. Don't bother with that. Trying to help other people, and you bitches started all this. Oh, let's go play with Daisy because now look at all this bullshit online. That's what you hosts got started. That's why a lot of these bitches are quiet because they started hella shit. They started more than they can fucking handle. More. You really do not know. That's why I'm telling you. It's suns out, guns out. And people are blasting them with gunfire because of what they started. I'm telling you. Woo, baby. Playing with whites. Yeah, Peso Pluma reportedly in a mental hospital. Will Pequite? Baby. Hella shit is going on. Nonprofit banned after San Francisco botches homeless count. I'm telling you, this is such a bad thing to put in the media. They started so much shit with this. Dietary supplements recalled due to poisonous plants because people got cut off from the cartel. Didn't I tell you about all the supplements being gone? Man, I told you guys I had 18 recipes for a new cartel. You guys can take certain things that you can get in the store. I can activate their spiral valence and you have a whole new drug game. Yeah, only I can do that though. No, and I'm not helping anybody. And that's what you get for trying to poison me with certain chemicals. It was because why I was able to get that chemistry, Akasha, is because of how they try to poison me before I was born with chemicals and stuff like that to genetically test on us. And that's how this got started. So now because the cartel cut everybody off because they were stealing and starting shit, they don't know where to go to get like certain carbon or other things to like go cut their drugs with. Yeah, Neptune and Uranus have tiny moons, and they just found this. Look at three new moons discovered around Neptune and Uranus. Didn't I tell you that they were going by Neptune and Uranus and they were looking for fentanyl there? I told you that they had satellites up there. Look at it in the news. They're trying to let you know that, yeah, that's true. That's where we're going. Because look at how they're all posting this. I just typed in Neptune and look, it popped up. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Mm-mm. Somebody saw this and said oyster mushroom. Mm-mm. There's a certain chemical in the water and the air, and it's bringing pathogens and funguses. I dare you to eat that. You guys are hella out of control. I can't play with you. Yeah, mushrooms sprouting inside people's homes. I'm telling you, you're gonna be seeing more than mushrooms. Hell no. US Moonlander's battery likely has hours left. So they just sent something out there and it only has like hours left in the battery because the battery's stripped. Like once it left this atmosphere, like the heat, the pressure, everything stripped the battery. I'm telling you, everything is done for on the planet because they're playing. So if they can't get it from space, where are they going to get it from? Okay, so that means that you need people of color. Whoa, this is lit. Yeah, you need people of color, their hand in space to do anything now. That was coming to an end. It was just these holes running back and forth, but they needed to keep them caught here. They had to catch them here because they can teleport them from over here. They opened sex torture chambers for them in this galaxy. They did a whole bunch of shit. I'm telling you, these bitches got the wrong idea that, oh, we were gonna make people copy of people's body and then we'll be like running like by movies or the dream state or nutrition. It was really nutrition, that they were going to make copies of your body and then have you running magic for the white man and you would never know and it would just be okay. And they had to realize, like, what are you talking about? It has to go all the way up. The higher self has to activate the system and everything too. Man, I'm telling you, they were so fucking mad when they found out that they failed. You had no idea. These bitches threw a fucking fit in space and it immediately, when I say it got nipped in the bud so quickly, they were so shocked to find out that certain high priest and priestess were all around them setting up torture chambers. That's where they were the whole time. They were going out and looking for a substance that can power like tools to keep us tracked in each body. You mean to tell me that we thought that it was okay that we killed Aaliyah? Now I see why I keep on having to get new bodies. I didn't know that they knew that. I didn't know that they knew I lost my melanin and I was walking back and forth in front of them and like acting like nothing ever happened and I was down here on the planet putting period blood in people's food and starting shit. You have no idea what's about to happen, baby. And you guys are gonna get to watch this because I want to build some type of streaming service using certain macros that bring down like data structures where we can bring down like space data and you guys can watch them in torture chambers and stuff like that. This is gonna be hella lit. Yeah, they have TV shows in space. They have Netflix, all of that in space. It's hella dope. Like we can bring down those type of TV shows and stuff like that, and you guys can like see people's lives and stories and what they do in space. But white people are banned from that because they're disgusting. That's what they wanted. They thought that they were going to be like showing us ourselves from space, and that we would think that they were like gods or something like that. When I could just do it myself. Yeah, then you can leave because soon something's going to end up happening with somebody getting their hand on that poison, baby. It's going to be out of control. There's a certain poison specifically for white bodies, for non-melanated bodies, and we can bring it into this like universe and into this galaxy and into this tetraverse, into this universe and into this specific galaxy subset, and then into this specific galaxy and then into this specific solar system. It has to come down the chain of command like that. There you go. And then it's specifically just for white people. They have no idea. There's no woo. Oh, oh, baby. Yeah, that one with Aaliyah, that she was so mad when she found out. Wait, hold on. How do you guys know how we did what? And they know that Beyonce is our other body, and we were trying to transfer her over. Yeah, that's what they were trying with Aaliyah. And I'm telling you right now, if Aaliyah was still around, Beyonce would have zero career, period. And she found out about it in the virtual reality, and she thought it was cute and started playing. So the Africa Diaspora Investment Symposium, where everyone's going to be going to fight. How are you doing investments all of a sudden and there's wars in Ethiopia and now your family has all the money? Woo! People are not slick. They couldn't even wait. They couldn't even wait for like the war to stop. They did it right in the middle, like, oh, okay, well, this will be going on at this time and we can do this and that. Baby, I'm telling you. Another one. This dude is exposing everyone. He exposed almost every single person that went to the treasury to go print money and like using it for investment. That's done for now. It's straight done. The feds have been reversing transactions. I can see that there's one, two, three, four. that one person knows about, but there's been dozens of them in different teams. They've all started doing it. Hmm. South Korea fertility rate plunges to record low. Yeah, they're not having babies because they're playing with Cheong. There you go. And they're selling off the baby's head and playing in Cheong. Whoa. Stop. You guys have to stop this childish game. Yeah, copper wire theft. I told you that they're looking for fucking metals. You see it here. Well, come on, guys. Yeah, they're looking for metals, and I'm telling you that they're not getting metals anywhere, so they're stealing. If they're going to space and they're doing all this and doing all that, and if they were successful, they would have been easily gotten several asteroids and been able to convert them. Or we can do that too with our system. If there's a good company that wants to go out to space and bring stuff back, we can activate it for you and turn it back on. That's one of the things that they're doing too, fighting with the different space companies. Like, oh, if you hear about her, she's this and that. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have heard about her because you uploaded me to virtual reality. And they're trying to go to other companies like, yeah, but you stole from us. Why are you coming over here telling us about Daisy? And you stole from us. I know what she's doing, and I want to work with her when you're done. You have no idea the war it's about to start with these space companies when they just realize, like, oh, ooh, you mean to tell me that we can go to space and we can activate this, but it takes space magic? Perfect. You have no idea the war that's about to ensue with these white people playing in space, baby, is done for. And they think that they can't get teleported off this planet. Hell of them are missing because they were made out of a certain substance. So what they did was they put a spell on the substance that they used to make whites have a humanoid body, because they don't have a humanoid form. They have some type of like disastrous form, like an abominable form. It's like it's like three legs, and it's like on all fours or threes or whatever, and it's like moving around, and the tail is like the back leg. It's something like that. They don't have like proper form, so the magic and the substance that they used to do that, you could tap that substance out and then they get dissolved, and that's it. And that's where hella what people have gone missing, and it's gonna keep on like accelerating. Yeah, real estate Ponzi scheme in Orange County. Remember how I was talking about my the property management company that I rented from? They were involved in this. I told you that they were gonna get hit, and they got hit. This is so funny that this happened because I keep on trying to tell you guys, anybody that plays for me ends up suffering. You just might as well pay me my money and let that come to an end because we have work to do. I'm just sitting here patiently waiting because I know that the more that this goes on, the more that people really keep on getting hit, like with a lot of like treacherous stuff legally, and they don't know how to like end up getting themselves out of it. That's why I'm just like, it's whatever, because I see that the trash is gonna get taken out all at once. A former investigator in the Waller County District Attorney's Office was guilty of money laundering and attempted possession with the intent to distribute heroin. I'm telling you, this is so out of control. Yeah, that's done. I'm getting it. There's tools not much which one. Yeah. So one of the things that's happening here is that they're saying that the people that are working in the DA's office are the ones playing, and they are. And something's going to end up coming out with this, and something's going to come out with Berkeley Bowl and how they're getting their supply for a few things. Yeah, that's cheese is one of them. Uh, yeah, a veteran receives 21 years back pay from retroactive promotion. Why? What is that? Where? How are they laundering money now? That's what I'm saying. Be careful with this. Yeah, researchers find three companies own more than 1,900 rental houses in Metro Atlanta. Wait. And everyone got evicted, and everyone's fighting with probate court, and everyone's fighting. And we want to know where you're getting the money to pay your mortgage or pay for your family's house and stuff like that. Well, we own this house. Why are you worried about what my finances? And then the whole family ends up in jail. Yeah, that's you guys have no idea what the fuck you guys started playing in Atlanta because they thought that this was okay to go ahead and do. No, And some of these rappers, they have a few of these houses that they've been playing with because they were targeting people because, oh yeah, his dad, they used to do this and that, or they had a farm, or they all worked for the government and they paid off all their properties and stuff like that. And now look what they're doing and being rats and stuff like that and spying on people and causing hella drama. But now they're under investigation. You see what I'm talking about? Didn't you see that shit go up on my YouTube with that whole with the scamming and playing games and playing in my apartment and like stealing my money and like, oh, where's our rent? But you stole my whole check though. Yeah, that's coming up. This dude is really getting caught the fuck up with this bullshit that they started with this real estate Ponzi scheme. This is about to go far, baby. Hella people are dancing in the cartel because of this. Yeah, and then going in the probate court, somebody sent out that document. It was not a document, but it was a flyer. And I said, if you guys want to be able to build a system where you can find out about like astrological floating points of houses, where you can look for a specific cancer, it will be like a Cancerian floating points with Taurus floating points, right? Because the fourth house is like family and home, and the second house is like family and farms and home too. And you can find those astrological floating points on a grid, and you can find houses that are in like a specific type of astrological mode. Like, oh, this is like Cancer, but it's crossed by Mars. That's a certain floating point. That means that there's like home warfare here. Okay, they're getting evicted. If you look for this specific one, it's Cancer Taurus with the specific Mars. Those floating points right there, those are all the houses that are being stolen via the probate court. You can find those on a map. Once the feds heard that, they said, oh, let's do our job and start investigating because hella people started complaining about that. Yes, and somebody told the feds that they would drop $300,000 on me to build this system. And they're like, oh, don't do that. Because if she starts getting money from the cartel, that's really done for. We don't want that. That's coming next. Look at this. U.S. Army cuts 3,000 special forces positions. Yeah, I told you they're not hiring either. And people are like going to start losing their benefits. They're reducing it. Yeah, they're reducing people's benefits by half because they don't have the money. But they have money for you guys to, for the whites to go print money from the treasury so they can go play with child pornography. Woo! Baby, I'm telling you, that's about to end. I'm telling you, it's gonna be something that I drop around macros. It's really macros, and it's really containers in C plus, and how they were basically doing something with addresses, so you guys can see it. But you don't need to be looking at the addresses. You need to look into the header. You need to look into the floating point, look into the header, and you need to look at the end of the arrays because the arrays are also being moved into a different, like a slice and shard. So there could be something at the end of the array that looks like a asterisk, like a multiplication type of symbol, the other type of multiplication symbol. And that's showing you that they're doing something with that array and pulling it into a different system or doubling that array so they can play with that data in another system. So that's one of the things that you need to look into so that you can go ahead and figure out what they're doing. Good. So, yeah, AI week. Be careful with that because a lot of during that AI week. Now it's saying researchers in China have developed a super high capacity optical disc format that claims to carry up to 125 terabytes of data. This is from space. It's carrying like a cloud on it from space, and it can't go up to that. It can't go that high. It can go up to 2 terabytes. But one of the things that's coming back is disk images, and like running a disk, like taking a disk. Remember how you used to have software on disks and stuff like that, and now you just download it to your computer and whatnot, or you could upgrade it from the server. Like, oh, it's time to upgrade the software. It's on a server. One of the things that people are doing, they're running disk images on a computer that's attached to like the different government servers to try to run like the memory. Like, oh, this disk has a bunch of memory. We can just use this. And then we won't have to split up and slice and shard everyone's network to get the memory that we need. and then they won't like find this child pornography. That's done too. Because this disk is actually easier to track, and something's going to come up with like a few computers like running this at the feds, and they're going to be like, so that's what you're doing with that computer, you're running a disk there to run like these all these different slices and shards, so that the disk can go ahead and run the data, so that they don't have to like split up the database anymore, because now they know, we know how to look for that. So go ahead and give me all those disks and let's look what's on it. It's nothing, it's just data. Okay, so let's see how much data it has on it. Look at all this memory. They're using it for that child pornography thing. So this is gonna come up at the feds in the next few days, and that's gonna be done. And somebody took the risk to go ahead and publish this. They published it several times and then they took it all down. This was on this app. I'm telling you, because hella investigators watch my channel. It was on here. Um, and then they took it down. Okay. Yeah. So then, right here, and it says that there was like some type of proposal. Apple shareholders shoot down proposal to investigate human rights concerns amid China collaboration. So basically, what they're saying here is that they're no longer doing like um they no longer want to do anything with human rights, because something happened with that Apple Card. Did you notice how quick that fell off? That Apple Car. Apple said that they had like an electrical car coming out. They're no longer bringing it out. Let me show you this, because they don't have a supply in the cartel. Tesla's about to be done for too. That's why some of these cars companies are saying, "Oh, we're doing a recall," and they're selling it to Tesla. Apple. Apple car canceled. Apple has reportedly canceled its electric car project. Yeah. Yeah, I told you they can't find supply in the cartel, and they saw what happened to Tesla. What do you mean they're gonna hit it from space? Oh, they're gonna tap out the engine from space, the electrical engine. Okay, let's not go with that, because I saw what she did with that with our servers, and we were trying to make this file and folder system thing to get into everyone's file, and so they canceled it. Yes, because our coding system can really cancel all that shit out. And I told you, Tesla has been having hella problems. Let me just show you. Tesla recalls. They've had like at least four. Yeah, recalling 20,000 vehicles. I'm telling you. And they're making Cybertrucks or hella shit with that too. I'm telling you. You guys have to be careful playing with these whites and thinking that you're going to play in the computer and play with indigenous people. So many of you guys are about to get hit with the shit that just got started in space. Okay, let's keep on going. We're almost done. I'm telling you, I know you guys were like itching for this too. This is good info that just to see you, but basically what you're watching is like how the internet is like coming to an end and they're trying to hide it, right? Okay, so let's look into this. Biden to give $850 million to a Chinese owned battery company. Be careful with that. Be careful with that too, because Asia is going to Africa to go get everything. And in a minute, a bunch of Africans are about to find mine to start cutting up these Asians. You have to be very careful playing in Africa if you're Chinese, because if you think that you're about to play, you've already seen it. The Africans, you can't play like that. No, you can only do business with them because they own all the land. They're not stupid. They saw everything that we did and how we built up our economy off their stuff. They're not dumb. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to come in there. You're gonna have to be partner and stuff like that. You can't really make money like that. You're gonna be a worker. You can't play like that in Africa. That's done for, baby. Woo! And they thought they were gonna be coming to play with metals. I'm telling you, it's so done for. Yeah, lithium is done for too, and there's a few companies that I'm gonna hit. The lithium won't be conductive at all. Nigeria detains U.S. and British finance staff as authorities probe market manipulation. Yeah, yep. You're coming there to play in crypto Nigeria to come and play and like launch different cryptos and play with the Africans and steal their money. And your crypto is basically just a hack of the foreign exchange. And like you're hacking everyone's stuff in Africa. No, that's done for. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is good. Scientists create DVD-shaped discs that can hold more movies than you can see in your entire life. Do you see what I'm talking about? Okay, so I'm telling you, this is about to come to an end too, because it was a chemical server too that they were running like uh inside of the disk, but the disk activates the software to then use your computer as a bypass for that memory. So there's something that's going to come out with that too, with you still having to put up a little bit of your preprocessor, your pre-register, and your registers via some type of macros in the compiler that gets activated to bring down this database. So it's still a chemical server from space. So once the feds figure that out, they're going to be like, okay, this is really good. And they'll be able to break that too and go see what they're playing with in space. All that space shit is getting shut down because of what they tried on the planet with people's kids. Okay, this one is hella funny because it's about the California Endowment. And that's the California Endowment building right there. Yeah, it's not just them. It's just the financial meltdown of a major Oakland foundation has groups asking where the money went. What happened with Marcus Foster Education Institute? Marcus Foster Education Institute is inside the California Endowment. Marcus Foster Education Institute, it was two of their grantees. So let's say, for instance, like you have a project, right? And oh, I don't have a nonprofit number and it takes too long to get one and it's expensive, but I can go to a fiscal sponsor and they will let me use their number. Hella fiscal sponsors, they got fucking caught playing with money. Oh, the endowment gave us like $20,000 to play with spell work. So what ended up happening here? Yes, to play with me with spell work and play with people's kids. So what ended up happening was they all got reviewed because of the feds, and this is why they're investigating Marcus Foster Institute, because people's money went missing too because the endowment was playing with that technology where they could take a percentage of people's bank account and play and stuff like that. They were robbing small nonprofits and shit like that. Like, oh, they'll never know. No one will ever believe them. They'll just be like, you spent all your money and stuff like that, and they knew how much money they had, right? So, because of what the California Endowment did, the market, all these different foundations and all these different like organizations ended up getting investigated. You guys have no idea. I'm telling you, it's gonna come into a big ass like explosion, where all these different category hosts that were playing in the nonprofit space and that were starting a bunch of shit, they're gonna get called into a big ass meeting. There's gonna be a big ass like a hall that the feds are about to rent, and everyone that was involved in this, they have to come get pulled in for questioning in front of me. So, what did you say about Daisy? And what is this that you wrote? Yeah, but I was just joking. I thought we were gonna get grants, but they're closing, right? So it's done, right? No, because Daisy went through chaos for 4 years with a bunch of kids and a bunch of other people suffering too, and the cartel getting robbed, and a bunch of nonsense happening with people's families overseas and chaos like that. So you need to answer to what you started because you started this with her name. So you can't answer. Get up and you're getting arrested. I'm telling you, it's about to come to that, and they're fucking planning it. You host thought that you were gonna sit here and play. You're playing with Brandy. Brandy used to smoke crack. You're playing with all these goofy ass bitches. Ashara used to smoke crack. You're playing with Desiree. Desiree actively smokes crack with her husband. He makes her. He thinks it's gonna make her skinny and that he won't be embarrassed by her anymore. Thank you. So you guys need to tell me that you thought you were gonna sit there and play with crack-headed assholes. You have to know chemical warfare is fucking real, and they are a sign of chemical warfare, and they're getting hit back to back for initiating that bullshit. Good. Yes, this is done for. This is one of the last things that I have to show you guys that they ended up getting hit, and this came out today in Oakland Insider. So now you guys, the last tutorial that I'm gonna go. So we have the class this weekend, right? If you guys want to go ahead and take the class, you can go here. You can go on new chemistry, and then you can go here. New internet. And then you can see like about the coding system and stuff like that in the class. So you can watch the class preview and then you can register for the class. It's this Saturday. I said 11 to 1, but it's probably going to go a little bit over when you're going to learn all about like how to reorganize like your code. It's like the easiest way to code. You're going to learn all about like lambda layers, stacks, strings, things like that, putting code together, overpowering libraries and activating like the highest libraries in each language. You're going to learn about how to bring down floating points so that you can code down higher databases, higher macros, how to put macros together, bring forth different data structures so that you can bring down like videos from space, because it's not like MP3 or MP4, or it's not like MP4 or WAV. It's like a whole different like file format, right? But you can bring those down using certain macros and jumps jump statements and move statements to bring data down here so that you're not tapping out your computer to watch stuff from space. I'm telling you, ooh, wait until the feds find out that you can go ahead and you can digitize people's memory. It's called memory crystals, and the crystals exist in a specific physics space. It's like on a planet, and if you code down the floating point for that planet, which is like a Neptune and another planet, you can go ahead and bring down like a set of macros and libraries that would allow you to bring down this coding language that you can then go ahead and use to bring down people's memory crystals. So then, let's say for instance, somebody passed away, but I want to see who killed them. I can go on the computer and type in their memory crystal of that night, and I can see who did it from their memory. Wait until the feds find out about that, because this is going to be the next thing that gets people jumping. Like, why can't we start using this technology now and building it out now? Because they're switching people's kids at birth and holding me hostage and starting a bunch of shit. And I'm teaching people though, but I'm teaching people at least, so you can't say that I was like holding this away from people, because in a minute they're gonna try to say, well, Daisy wasn't teaching, and that's how this ended up going on. Well, we couldn't get this from her, but I'm sitting here teaching, and you're sitting here playing with your dick with people's kids. Okay, so what's gonna end up happening is there's gonna be something where a bunch of indigenous people get together, which is already happening, and they don't want white people having anything to do with this coding period, especially after what they did with AI and playing with our kids. So you guys can go ahead and on here and you can take the new internet course, right? Now another thing that's gonna end up happening is I have gone ahead and done something for you here. Some of you guys that want to come to the coding class, you want all this speech. You want there's going to be syntax sheets. So there's syntax sheets that convert C hash, C plus, and C plus plus into a different coding language. There's syntax that goes and converts your pre-register, your FPU, and your pre-registers, and your CPU, and your registers into a different coding language, which is Quaddle, right? And you need those syntax sheets that you can go ahead and upload to your computer or to your like coding system and save, so you can activate them while you're coding, right? You guys are gonna get all that. But a lot of you guys also want to do this whole thing with this speech that you guys just saw me pull out. Like, oh, there's three different ones and you typed up all of them. That means that that's 210 speech that you drafted down, right? I know you guys want this. Some people want it in a card deck. Some people want it in flashcards and stuff like that. Very soon, you guys will be able to like have it like on a website like this, where it's speech one. It's separated into three, and then I write out what the speech is mainly for. But if you read the speech down, you can see what it's for. Like, this is one I'm going to teach about next for Fortran and stuff like that. Okay. Works of a quibble wibble space work to deform their senses. They see what occurs and what fails. Works leave their wobble field in a quibble state. What is that? This is when you're programming planets. You're playing with planets and programming them to be able to then go ahead and have like specific forces of physics that you can then go, oh, she's like, oh, I'm leaving. Yeah, the whore that started this, she just heard this and like, oh, I didn't know you guys knew that. Are you fucking stupid? And you're talking to me in virtual reality? Like, are you dumb? And you thought you were gonna open a big ass hole in my head because I ate corn on the planet? And that you'd be speaking to me and like commanding me to do this and that for the pale one? Are you stupid? And my higher self is sitting there Mac fucking, when I say boogie blasting these holes with magic, and you think I'm playing with you? And we're talking about Wibble, Texas and Wibble Quibble Quabble, Texas? Huh? What is that? Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Like, you know that song? Wobble. Like wobbles. These are how planets go ahead and like they built on different spirals to build a complete spiral, which is a wobble text. And then that spiral goes ahead and doubles on itself, which is a wobble quibble text. And then that wobble goes ahead and expands and it is exponented on itself, right? So squared to the 2, 4, 6, 8, and that gets us a quibble, quabble, quabble, wobble text. And these are all just ways in which that, like, the planet goes ahead and moves and rotates in order to get a certain forces of physics that will ensure specific floating points. So you mean to tell me that this isn't a speech? So I drafted this all down. Quibble force, their quibble force descends. Their quibble fields radiate a quibble force. Works of art befall the substance of my Wilkworth force. It's just a specific type of language that you use to describe these forces of physics and the rotation and the wobbles and the movement and the wave rotation, right? So some people are looking at this like, okay, I didn't know that it was going that far with the space stuff. Like, this is really from space. And they thought that they were gonna sit here and play. And bitch, if I hear your fucking voice again playing with me, I'm gonna really blast you. I suggest whatever you orchestrated over there, or whatever you built with those whites, you better take that shit down and tell them that the party's over. That's done for. Okay. God brings a wibble warble text. A warble is like not a wobble. A warble is when you have two quibs that are squaring themselves, and then they make a quibble text, and then that quibble text makes a wobble text. It's like also too how the planets then are go ahead and like form together in a quibble state, which is like a molecular layer space, to then build up all the way into like a whole entire wobble wibble, to then get you a planet that's either the intelligence of fire or get you the intelligence of air. It's like how you go ahead and make these different quibbles, aka the molecular spaces and movements, get together to create like different planets that carry different chemical sequences. That's done for. You mean to tell me that we played with all that spell work and you're over here playing with planets on our ass? Baby, you really have no idea what I'm about to hit you with. Like, it's really gonna be serious. I'm just saving my energy. Wait. So then I typed this all up, right? Oh, and then there's something that I typed up on the computer. What is uranic? It was like uranic right here. Uranic. Here. It says uranic. Uranic. I was typing this up. And that's how I have proof that I was like doing this on like Saturday or Sunday. Cause something explosive happened on my phone. It was that wobble baby wobble baby wobble baby wobble started playing, and it was letting me know that I destabilized like somebody's Fortran completely. Here, let me see. It was like something on Google. Yeah. Look at this. I'm sorry. Yeah, this dude died too. Where was that? It was something that I screenshotted. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, I screenshotted this. I found this on the California Department of their careers. This lady, she's getting all the cyborg gear clunkly jobs. Alexandra Shevchenko. There you go. That's how they're coming to complete with everyone's EBT card. Mm, I screenshotted something. Okay, I'm gonna find this. This is gonna come up. Oh, but it was this. So when I typed in uranic, right? And it gave me this, Uralic. And I brought this up, Uralic. This is gonna explode because this is where all these Borgia air clunkers are from. There you go. Uralic. Scandinavia to Western Siberia. There you go. These are all the ones that are playing games now. And it's because I just typed in uranic. I typed in uranic and it said Uralic. And I said, oh, okay, this is going to come up again with who's playing on the computer and where these chemical servers are being hidden and where like a bunch of shit is going on right now. Okay, so that's just one thing that I had for you guys. So um, now you guys can use this speech too. Can I use this? The Wibble War. God brings Wibble Warble Texas. Yes, you can. And when you get a Wibble Warble text, that means that a Quibblequex goes ahead and disintegrates, and then there's an ascension in an Igor Quiggle Giggleclex. And basically, that's like when you're making planets like that's Jupiter 888 times exponents. That's Jupiter 888 times squared to 888 times. That's when you're making those type of planets. So what you can do here is like you can start to use this now, and you can start bringing this all down. Like, okay, I get a wib wob wobble wibble wob, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and debilitate the air intelligence in a planet. So that's how you're gonna go ahead and start debilitating these planets that these holes live on, and start making torture chambers just come to life everywhere. And that's how these bitches just want to go sit down because they just now realize what the fuck I'm about to do to them tonight. I'm about to bring a wobble, baby. I'm about to hit you up so badly, baby. Whoo. So then it's quiet because now hoes know I'm playing in space. Yeah, I'm playing in space and I'm very fucking demonic too. How dare you start that nonsense with these children? So now with the camera and stuff like that, now I went on the bus, right? After talks to wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble. And then look what I found right there. Look at this flower that's right there. This is the ayahuasca flower that I was telling you about. It's the morning glory flower that I was telling you about. They played with this planet to go create like wobble wibble Texas. They wanted a planet that can create a wobble wibble text so they can create like a type of air electricity type of like planet to power up their speech. And they ended up destroying this plant. That's why you still see it, but it's supposed to be 6 leaves instead of 5. And it's supposed to have an ayahuasca fruit. There you go. And this, I was on the bus and I saw this today. You guys cannot say that this shit is not hitting like crazy. How did you see that after all this wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble? Look at this. Oh, I guess it won't let me play because I'm like streaming. Here, let's see if this works. On the 25th. And when did you write that? I wrote this down on the 24th because that's when that Uralic thing came up on my desktop. Let me pull this up. Let me see if this is in computer science. Because I'm telling you, this is gonna get somebody hit hella badly at the feds. How did that happen? Though she's talking about wibble wobble quabble plexus. You mean to tell me that you guys are really playing like that in space? It's done. I'm telling you, you got these stupid ass goofy hoes playing with me in space, and they thought that they were gonna come down here and start a bunch of shit. Bitch, you better go sit your ass down, cause I'm really not playing with you. Period. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here it is, right here. This was on the 20. I took this on the 25th. I'm gonna open this again because this is gonna explode. But how was she talking about wobbles and stuff like that and planets? And this pops up. You see my screen right there? The 25th. Okay. Details. February 25th, okay, at 2:12 p.m. because they were having the Black Joy Festival. So I went to go see a bunch of hoes fall off. By the way, that Black Joy Festival, I can tell you right now, Oakland is officially dead. It was so dead. There's no all everybody's brand new. No one was there. And I was talking about this Uralic thing because I typed in Uranus and it was like right here. This is before I finished the speech because you can see right here that I'm still typing out all the other speech. Because each one of them comes with each one of them starts with a circle, triangle, square, hexagon, octagon, decagon, and then AGX, which is like a decagon like squared. Right, it's 28 sides. So now what's happening here is, and that's a shape that I brought down into this reality. So now what's happening here, right, is I started typing this up and I got to square. And this is where I started typing this stuff with Uranic. And then I typed this in online to go find out about Serbia and all that other stuff. And this was on the 24th when I'm typing this out about wobbles and stuff like that. I just have to show you guys that. And then I saw that morning glory plant. This morning glory plant I saw today. Yeah, and it was a confirmation that it's done for that planet. But you guys know that this morning glory plant was one of the plants that I was growing. I grew this plant and I grew the ayahuasca version of it because I can edit it. She fell down and she like the plant fell because she was like opening up her psychedelic channel and people were eating her and they were using it to start a bunch of shit. That's why white people think that they're spiritual when they're smoking meth. It's some alien bitch from space that's like playing with them, like, oh, these are your instructions to go play with people of color. And then she goes to go hide in like different places because she knows that everyone's looking for her for starting slavery. This flower helped start slavery. Ooh, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. I'm telling you, you thought that that was a joke? I'm about to hit you with so many quibbleplexes. That's done for. Just hit with spell work, just back to back. You got spell work for planets. Why can't they use it on this planet? They did. There's certain things that are anchored here, which is dead bodies. You're not supposed to bury bodies on planet. You're supposed to. Oh my God. And certain people make pacts. I have three bodies on that planet. This is where Ethiopia comes in again, starting with that necropolis fucking Uwai, and they're going into necropolis and they're getting buried there and they come back again alive in another body, baby, and they look exactly the same, and then they die again here in that necropolis, and then they die again so they can anchor a specific spiral on the planet. But that's getting deactivated because now we have something, it's a specific zodiac transit, and we can go ahead and like have the bodies dissolved, and this is great funeral care. People are going to be eating this up, like literally. They're going to want this type of stuff where they can use, oh, I don't know, you can program this bacteria and it can actually act as like a cremation type of powder. You get rid of the body in 3 days. We don't have enough of that chemical that they're using to go ahead and like burn up the bodies. We can use this instead. Yes, because that's one of the things that's keeping this planet with the wibble wobble quabble, right? We want to get to a wibble wobble, the planet. If we really want to get to a quabble, like if for the planet to be good, you want specifically a quabble. That means that whole races of people have to leave the planet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to institute it now so they will want to leave the planet because it's going to get harsh here for them. And that's how you play in space. You're just really goofy, bitch. You thought that you were gonna sit here and play with me, and why are you so ghetto? I didn't know that they knew what that was. Because people like this in space, when they're talking like this and they're talking hood, they have different colors and divination markings on them, and they're hella ghetto. And they like hoodies and Nikes and Jordans and shit like that, like whatever, playing basketball. And they're like blue and stuff like that. Yes, and they're hella hood, and they're putting these holes in torture chambers because they snort too much. So now, are you done? Not good, not good at all, baby, because I'm about to start hitting with these quibble quabbles. You're gonna see something wibble wobble, baby. Huh. This whole planet's gonna go tipsy topsy turvy, and that's really a problem. So now, what's gonna end up happening here is some of you guys want this, like in a deck. I'm not gonna do that. If you come to the class, when you do the next class, right? The next class is like building out your app, building out your web app and stuff like that, and we're walking you through that. That's gonna be the next class. That's why this one is free. These introductory classes I'm gonna do like often. I'm gonna do like two other versions, and in between I'm gonna host like the 2 day classes where you guys can come in, pay like 125, learn everything that you need to know about this new computer science, build your own Fortran. This is really important. Like, what would you use that Wibble Wobble for? You would use that to be able to like program asteroids. Like, oh, I can create my own planet like out in the ether, and that planet can go ahead and host my server. And now I don't need chemical servers to host my crypto and stuff like that. And I can make planets of pure gold. And then if I'm really, really smart, I can bring those planets close over here with the Quibble Quabble Wibble Wobble, which is just a movement of a planet, and I can bring it into this galaxy and into this solar system and have my own planet that I'm hosting, where I can then go ahead and use the floating points and bring down a storage of value of like gold or platinum or whatever. There you go. And that's how you could really play in space. So I know you guys are looking for that, but there's something else that I did for you guys. It's just goofy. Tell me, I'm leaving now, bitch. You're not going anywhere. You're gonna sit right there and keep on thinking that this shit is cute. I'm leaving. What the fuck? Get up now. Yeah, yeah. How did that happen though? Come on now. How did that happen? There's no way. Okay. So let me just go ahead and show you guys what I've gotten started for you as part of this proof of chaos. No, don't pay me. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to do anything because I'm just gonna keep on breaking everything. So soon you have nothing but to do but to think about that. That's why I said let it just keep on going because I have something for you every step of the way. Just goofiness. Okay. So some of you guys know that I'm gonna be doing my YouTube again because I got really bad luck because I have an Akasha for public divination. So I was supposed to be doing public divination and I was not. So I'm gonna put these out in like a week or two, but I'm gonna be going ahead and doing these. Let me see. Oh, it's already shipped. Okay. Yes. Okay, so you guys, I made you guys these decks, and I know some of you guys want them for like the digital warfare. I might make them though. If it comes to that, like I might make the digital warfare one, or I may make it like a library that you guys can pay like $5, and you guys can go ahead and have access to all that speech because I already drafted it up and crafted it up and organized it. Or if you guys really want to do your homework, you're gonna go write that speech down. There's two that I'm missing. I'm missing the cybersecurity one and then the master database one where you can like make master databases. But this speech that I just showed you guys, this one with all the wobble wibble text, this one, it completely organizes computer science from start to finish. That's why you have these here with Fortran, because you need to bring down like a specific floating point that's going to bring down like a specific astronomical like value that allows you to like open up libraries and things like that, right? So this whole entire speech goes through all of coding languages, and then it goes ahead. This one, you see how this one starts? In an instant, I see an into the databases. So after going through all the planets and Mantissa and stuff like that, and macros and things like that, you move into boom, the next speech, which is there you go. We start with databases, and then we keep on going with directives, not directives, but directives. And then we go back again into Pascal SQL, and then we come back into a deeper aspect of the coding language where we're playing with JavaScript and TypeScript and JDBC and things like that, and Pascal and ABC and JCL and things like that. It organizes like computer science for you. It's the easiest way to learn computer science. I'm just gonna give it away in the class for those of you guys that pay the 125 and you take the computer science class. I think that that's pretty like simple and that's very affordable because a lot of people are like, what you can do with this is like astronomical. So that's very cheap. And I wanted to make it affordable so that you guys can get access to it. So, you guys all know that I made three decks, three brand new decks. So yeah, there's the Serpent Warfare deck, the Aquatic Warfare deck, and the Botanical Warfare deck. So you guys don't know that I have these decks out. You guys are going to be able to go ahead and get them in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and have these on. I want them to be cheap. Sorry about that. I want these to be cheap, these decks. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and put pre-sales on there, but I want it to be like cheap where you guys can pay like maybe 35 and then the shipping is free because it's through Amazon, right? So I'm figuring that out right now to how to make this really affordable for you guys because this is too expensive. You pay like you have to pay the markup, so it's like $45 and you have to pay for the shipping. It's just too expensive. And I don't want this to be expensive and I want you guys to get these. These are three different decks of speech. So this is one of my favorite ones. The tactic I use is never exposed. Even then, they have no way to stop me or intercept. So these are all like different like speeches, like geometric patternings that you can use on people and stuff like that, and they work. So how you can use these on the computer, you can use these in different areas of your life too. I really love this deck the most with these like specific hyperdimensional beings. Hey, yeah. Okay, and they're different tarot decks. They're different tarot decks. So each one of them has like 70 cards each. Each one of them has 70 cards. Okay, so now we're back on you guys because I know that people needed this and they were like looking for something like this to use. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get these the form up for people that want to do like just pre-sale and then they get their card deck like 2 weeks after. I'm gonna get that started. So that's all I have for you guys. I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye, wobble baby.